Welcome to the 2016 Flat Earth Video Award Show. The show acknowledges many of the great Flat Earth YouTube video creators of 2015. The voting for this show is exclusive to the creators of The Secret Show and their cats. Voting was witnessed by a representative of the accounting firm of Ernst & Young. The individual awards are to encourage viewers like yourself to create Flat Earth videos and spread the word about Flat Earth movement, not to indulge in any more self-worship than we already do. Both Patricia and Mark are not eligible in the voting and will not receive any awards. And now, your host, Patricia Steere.
Hello and welcome to the Flatty Awards. Mark,
Hey!
you can come back on and have a seat.
I'm ready. You look fantastic, by the way.
Thank you. I'm wearing a gold sequin dress for one reason and one reason only. Well, actually two. One is because I like scratching and itching. But no, the real reason is because the Flatty Award itself is gold. Let's share the Flatty Award with everyone. This is the gorgeous Flatty Award on a faux marble base. Here's the inscription on the plaque. I'm not sure if it's able to be seen or read.
You got to hold it up a little more.
The
Flatty, yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, it's good.
And here is our Flatty guy. And this, which he is holding upon his manly shoulders, is the flat Earth. Although, of course, we don't have an exact map. This is a representation that we are using for the purpose of the Flatty Award.
That is an outstanding looking award. Who made that award by chance?
Mr. Moot.
I
want to thank YouTuber Mr. Moot for taking his time and his significant talents in crafting this himself out of the goodness of his heart.
Wow.
Really nice.
That's really good. Unfortunately, we only have one of these, and they're not going to be mailed out to the winners. So
we'll be here safely resting with me until maybe next year. I don't know what'll happen between now and next year. Will there be a need for another Flatty Awards next year?
A lot of time between now and next year, definitely. But yeah, that's a great looking award. Thank you, Mr. Moat, for doing that. That's great.
Yeah, really great. Well, I guess we should begin.
Yeah. Sorry for being a little behind schedule. Totally my fault. I had some technical difficulties on my side. So
Mark is covering for me so nicely. It was actually my fault. And the song that we played was by Henry Mancini, and it's called Mr. Lucky. And that was nominated and I believe won a Grammy Award in the 60s. The Flatties is a takeoff of the Grammys, by the way, in case you were wondering.
Yeah, and gold star for anybody that watched the Flatties trailer and figured out the movie sequence we used at the end of that.
Why don't you tell in case somebody was, unaware?
Was unaware. That was Stanley Kubrick's the closing credits of The Shining. So the last scene in The Shining was they zoomed in on a picture where, in fact, it was the ballroom picture was authentic. Stanley Kubrick inserted the picture of Jack Nicholson right on top of it.
And funnily enough, a number of people saw Jack's pose was that of Baphomet.
Yes.
How weird is that?
Yeah, I never noticed that, and I've watched that movie a whole bunch of times.
Me too. All the little things that you find out once you delve into the conspiracy world and flat Earth. So
yeah, and that movie, of course, was significant because The Shining was, in case anyone hasn't delved through all the little different aspects of flat Earth, was the tied to Room 237, which was the documentary based on Stanley Kubrick admitting in the movie The Shining in different clues that he helped fake the moon landing. Which was then partly tarnished, was it end of last year, when that fake Stanley Kubrick video came out, where the guy said that but it wasn't really Stanley Kubrick.
Which I think was done on purpose to throw people off the whole idea of the moon landings being fake, because, well, that was a fake, so it must be real, or something along those lines. But it seemed like the flat Earth world and conspiracy people in general were able to figure that thing out pretty close to when it first appeared on the scene, although many of us were fooled for a few minutes until
Oh
we looked a
yeah.
little.
Well, I bit almost right away because I thought it was great. I mean, I put that in the video too. I said I so wanted it to be true, but once I saw one of the outtake reels, I had to retract mine and then put up and say, look, beware of the fake one. And I got more praise for that than I did putting up the original one, which was interesting. So,
Well, we've got many different categories.
yep.
The only thing is that unlike an award show, we don't have the particular videos or, movies or songs that we
No.
can play here for you.
Yeah.
But if you want to maybe write some of these down because you may
Oh no,
not be
they
familiar
won't
with
have.
them.
They won't have to because we're going to paste them into the description.
All right, smart.
So, I mean, you can if you want to do it live, but really watch the show and then we'll paint it. It'll be underneath your description and mine when it goes up on my channel as well.
Very good idea.
I don't know if if I have time, I'll see if I can go up and put the links underneath it, maybe. But honestly, you should, most of the flat earthers should know these, and but I'll see if I can insert them. So.
I know that there will be people who will say, "Oh, why'd you pick that?" Or, "Oh, that was a bad choice," or, "Oh, what about that one?"
Yeah.
It's really almost impossible to come up with the best of anything when there are so many great video makers out there.
Yeah.
But we don't want to make it the way awards in schools and sports teams are these days, where everybody's a winner, because that just seems wrong.
Yeah.
There are people who've gone above and beyond the call of duty and put together some great material and continued putting together great material.
Yeah.
And those are the ones that we selected.
Yeah.
Have we missed some great people? Probably. Later, will we be kicking ourselves? Most likely.
Yeah.
But
we'll probably hear that in chat.
But we'll live through it. And
Yeah.
apologies to anybody who feels that they may have been slighted.
Yeah.
And that's just the way these things go.
No.
The reason that we're doing this, as Mark said when we opened, is a way to encourage people to make more videos.
Yeah.
It's the way I found out about Flat Earth, and it's the way many of us have.
Yeah.
So anybody at all can simply just turn on a camera, their cell phone, what have you, and make a video. And that video could open people's minds to a brand new concept.
Yeah.
So that's what's being encouraged here.
Yep.
So in a way, there's no losers and everyone's a winner, but not in that way that they're doing these days in schools, where everybody gets a trophy simply for showing up.
Yeah.
In this case, no one gets a trophy, actually.
Yeah. Exactly. Nobody gets a trophy. Because I don't want to leave certain people out. I do want to give a little credit to we won't name her or him, the secret listener who helped us come up with the categories.
Yes, exactly.
He or she.
They know who they are.
Yeah, they will know who they are fairly quickly. But thank you very much for that. We got a lot of great input from you.
A friend of the show, let's say.
Yes.
I like what you've got there on your computer, which is my jukebox, a picture of it with the Flatty Award.
Yeah, that's the thumbnail I used for the trailer, and it's a great. Yeah, I thought it was a great shot because that way people can see it at all times. Whether you'll hold yours up every once in a while, but I figured as long as I was talking, someone could actually say, "Oh yeah, that's what the Flatty looks like." So, real trophy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I think we should start.
Let's do it.
I'll let you start.
Oh yeah, okay. So we're gonna alternate. We haven't really rehearsed this, so all right, here we go. We're just gonna start, and we're not kind of going through like there's no priority of categories here. It's different
Correct.
from best bet where best picture ends the show. No, in fact we're starting with the best flat Earth film. And there's
also there's no nominees because it would be a really long and unwieldy show with nominees. So we just decided to go straight for winners.
Exactly. And we've got a couple.
I was thinking this when I was taking a shower. I was thinking that's where I do all my best thinking.
That you're naked? Yeah.
Yeah, I looked down and said, "Wait, what's going on here?" No. I was thinking, okay, maybe I did think that. I was thinking about people wondering why you and I decided to do this.
Yeah.
And the reason we decided to do it is because we decided to do it.
Yeah.
There's no other reason other than that. And it seemed like a really great idea. And that's why we did a couple other things that we have done here on YouTube together, including the Flatoween show, where we dressed up in costumes and just did a regular show, and
Yeah.
our Flatmas Christmas card that we did.
Yeah.
So who died and put us in charge? We did, maybe. We're not in charge. We just came up with these ideas, and you can come up with better ideas and
Yeah.
do something similar, different, or whatever you may choose to do.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, exactly. We talk about this stuff all the time. You have no idea how much we talk about this stuff. So yeah, this was a natural thing for us. You know, let's celebrate some of the people that make good stuff, and it also gives us a chance to rattle off a list of people that maybe, you know, things you may have missed, because when we were going through this list ourselves, we realized that we had overlooked some videos.
Yeah, exactly. And there are a lot of video makers who've come out in 2016 who are not going to be mentioned due to the fact that this award is for the previous year's work.
Yep.
And some of it is partially 2014 as well as 2015.
Yeah.
And this is pretty much the anniversary of your Flat Earth Clues, give or take, right, Mark?
Yeah, the Flat Earth Clues were created on February 10th, 2015. So yeah, we just passed the 1-year mark.
So this seemed like a good time to do this. And of course, the Grammy Awards is actually going on this evening as well. So
yeah, just to clarify, if you didn't pick up what Patricia was saying there, if you just started in Flat Earth in 2016, no matter how good your video is, and you know who I'm talking about, B.O.B., you're not in here. So.
Well, he didn't make a Flat Earth video per se.
Well, he made a music video. Well, he made a song.
Yeah, exactly.
All right,
exactly.
so. Yeah.
You actually made
I actually made the video because I knew he wasn't going to be able to do it. That's a song you just can't make a video for. If you're mainstream, I mean, it's a death warrant for, I mean, not a real death warrant, but you're going to upset a lot of people. So I try to tone it down. Anyway, let's get to it, shall we?
You start.
You ready? Okay. Best Flat Earth film. We'll kind of, digress through some of these.
I feel we're missing like the envelope, please.
The envelope.
And the tearing of the envelope.
There's a bunch. So anyway, best Flat Earth film goes to Scrawny to Brawny, and the film title is called Flat Earth in Movies and TV Shows. And it is very good. Not only did I like it and Patricia liked it, but I think Jaron mirrored it on his channel, and it's been mirrored in several things. So yeah, great job, Scrying to Brawny. I don't know what he's done lately, but yeah, check it out. Flat Earth in Movies and TV Shows. That's the title of it.
Our next one, well, this person has to be a part of any Flat Earth Award show, no matter any way you look at it, because this person was a Flat Earther before any of us here watching, as far as I know, and definitely before you and I came along. And that would be in the category of Best Flat Earth Pioneer, Math Powerland / Boylan. So he gets the Flatty Award for that.
Yeah.
Math is not here to pick up the award, but in lieu.
But he'd like to be. He would happily be there to
if
pick
we
up that.
Sent him his own copy of this, he probably would have to tear it apart to make sure there weren't any sort of spy things put in here that could be,
Exactly. Yeah. No. I've got to stress that if anyone doesn't know who was the first person to really start making these videos, if you're looking for date and time stamps, it was Matthew Boylan, otherwise known as Math Powerland, who started doing this several years ago, all the way back to 2011, I think. Was his first ones. And so yeah, he was doing the whole photo or painting thing a long time before anyone else in Flat Earth terms. So we could almost, like cat years and dog years, we could almost like do Flat Earth years, because everything
and comedy is the way comedy and art is how he got his point across and is still getting his point across.
Yeah. So yeah, kudos to him. Glad he's still doing it. Hopefully he doesn't, go completely nuts before this thing, reaches its inevitable conclusion, which is, revealment and, the world turning inside out. So, wow. my turn.
It's pretty heavy.
Well, it is. I mean, eventually this thing's going to hit critical mass. I mean, you saw the numbers this morning. It hit 4.8 million this morning.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's going to hit 5 million. Well, I mean, it'll do a little bit of ebb and flow, but it'll hit 5 million before the end of February.
And that's YouTube hits. It could be anti, pro, or neutral. It doesn't mean it's just all pro flat Earth, but people are searching for it.
Well, no, it's not that they're searching. People are talking about it. I mean, it's people are that's how you know. Again, that's why the topic is picking up so much steam, is because you also get a lot of people that are making I hate flat Earth videos. And who does that about any other topic? How many people make videos saying I hate the JFK conspiracy? It doesn't happen. It does. You pick any other conspiracy, you'll find just a tiny few flat Earth things. You could find just a slew of flat Earth videos. People would say, "I hate flat Earth." Anyway.
Okay, when has there been a conspiracy award show? Maybe there has been. Yeah. But I don't know.
Yeah, a conspiracy award show. In fact, I'll take it one step further, and that is, when has there been songs? I mean, like I've got in my flat Earth music list on my channel, on my playlist, I've got 66 songs on there right now. How does that even happen? And they're all positive. It's not like I hate flat Earth songs. Believe it or not, there are a few I hate flat Earth songs out there.
There are?
Yeah. Yeah. When does that happen? Ever in anything? Except for, like Weird Al, who will make, parody songs. But yeah, it's great. So yeah, 4.8 million. So yeah, this thing just keeps growing and growing and getting weirder and weirder. And let's do this before we get to this next category. I know we're digressing, and we're gonna have to really pump through these.
There's going to be so much digressing going on. In fact, the secret show is all about digressing.
It is, and that is how many. We didn't even do this show yet, and there's already an award show following our show.
Oh yeah,
called the Shillies. Right? Look this, and I encourage people to watch that, because I'm going to get an award on that show.
Oh, I know. I'm getting an award.
You'll get an award, people we know, and that is
the person who is doing that show believes I'm actually an actress hired by the government, and all of us in Flat Earth,
everybody,
video makers,
everybody that gets an award on that show, the Shillies, he is basically saying they work for the government, and we all work together on top of it. So Eric and I and Matt and you and Jared and Thrive and we're all working for the same government unit, which is the DoD in cooperation with Department of Naval Intelligence.
I like how that particular video maker, who will remain unnamed, I guess, at this point, who's doing the after this show called The Shillies.
Yeah.
His way of investigating who I am is to go to a video by, I believe it's probably Eric's People, one of those hater videos about me.
Yeah.
That's how he investigated me, was going to a hater video about me to find out who I am as a person. Yeah. Now, if you really were a truth seeker, and you really were a person who was going to do investigation upon a person and where they came from and their background, you wouldn't go to one video talking about how bad a person is and use that as your proof of who that person is. You would do what is known as research. So that makes me think that person's a poor researcher.
Well, he's worried because now he's seeing it in mainstream, and so anybody that the people that have been trying to debunk this, they're kind of going away. Now it's like, okay, we can't debunk this. There's no point debunking this anymore because it's hitting mainstream. So we're going to call the whole thing a psyop, which means we're going to put everybody under an umbrella category, which is SHIL, official psychological operations agent. So as you as me. Anyway, we'll mention the Shilly show before we sign off as well, just so everyone can turn over to that. Because
I feel quite flattered that my little idea of the Flatties has spawned a counter argument to it, because they're so afraid of Flat Earth.
And parody bidding. You saw that, didn't you?
Oh yes, John LeBon.
John LeBon did bidding on that. It was great. And he'll get an award on that show. I'll probably get extra awards now just because of that.
Sure he will.
Okay, the best new recent convert, who's doing the most damage out there, is Santos Bonacci.
Yes.
Nice one. So yeah, and again, normally, if it was 2016, I'd say the best new recent convert would be Bob, but it's not 2016. This is the 2015 awards. Remember, all the stuff we're talking about is 2015. So.
Yeah, and Santos has quite a following on his own before he went Flat Earth, with all the different things that he speaks on, and he's just brought his audience along the ride for Flat Earth too, which is really great and welcome. So congratulations to Santos Bonacci, and he has been interviewed by me on my show, Flat Earth and Other Hot Potatoes, on my channel. So if you haven't seen that interview, It's a good one. And he's done
Yeah.
interviews everywhere. So
Yeah.
it's not that original yet. I mean, not yet. It's not that original anymore.
Yeah.
But
Glad he's on
still
board.
good.
Yeah.
Yes, definitely.
Great.
All right. This one is wonderful. I'm glad I get to give this award. And this is to best videos in the junior division.
Yes.
And that goes to the Croatian girl.
Yay, Croatian girl. She is all of, if I'm not mistaken, 16 years old.
16 years old. Her father's into conspiracies. She lives in Croatia. She was doing videos on all sorts of topics on her own, on her channel, way before, Flat Earth came along, on things like the RFID chip, on chemtrails, on government, on the state of life, and the way people are living in poverty in some areas in Croatia. All these incredible videos, very well spoken for somebody of any age, let alone 16. And then Flat Earth fell into her lap and she started doing Flat Earth videos.
Yeah.
And so just want to make sure she knows she's appreciated, part of the new upcoming generation of Flat Earthers.
Yeah, and there's a bunch of new people that are doing it, younger and younger every day, which is great. And I mean, heck, you saw on my Flat Earth playlist, we've got there was an 8-year-old girl that I think she's the youngest that made a Flat Earth video. Now, granted, it was because she was overhearing her mom and her friend in the kitchen watching all these Flat Earth videos, and then just kind of parroting it back, but it was still very good. I thought, how many people, 8-year-olds, go on their laptop? It's like, I'm making a Flat Earth video. It's fantastic.
It is good. All right, next.
Next category is Best Actress. That shouldn't be any surprise to anyone. Orphan Red, also known as Sasha. So check out her channel, Orphan Red. And yeah, she did a great job. She infused a lot. I know that conspiracy people really like the conspiracies, like Heath Ledger's Joker in Batman, dark and brooding, and no happy endings, tragedy from beginning to end. But she does a lot of sparkly, happy, positive things, and it's great to watch. I enjoy it a whole bunch.
Definitely. Yeah. We could have come up with a different category for her. I was thinking about this earlier today, which would be smartest flat earther that plays dumb. She also could have won that.
Good, yeah, because that is a role she plays. Orphan Red is not her natural state. That is her persona.
But she is quite a lot like that. She just amps it up, I guess, for the camera.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so
good for her.
So Orphan Red, Sasha Cullen.
Yeah. I keep imagining Sally Fields from that Oscar.
What did she say?
You like me. You
really like me.
Or is it love me? Like me. Like me.
I think it's like.
Yeah, that was great. Yeah. Look it up again. Sally Fields' Oscar acceptance speech. It's brilliant.
And is that when she was she in that was about the nun? And then she went on to do other things? I think that's how she started. The Flying Nun. I believe that's one of the ways that her career started.
I did not realize that.
Do you remember that old TV sitcom?
Vaguely.
Or wimple? I think it's called a wimple that nuns wear. It's that white headdress thing.
Yeah, where it curls up on the... Yeah.
Yeah, that she could use it to fly. What a crazy concept that is.
Nice. So you have...
Oh, it's me next. Yeah. Wow, of all people to give this particular award, this does not even seem right. But here we go. In the category for the Flatties of Best Actor, the winner is Eric Dubay for playing Everyone He Hates. Congratulations, Eric.
Brilliant. Nice work. Nice work, Eric. And I completely missed this when he did his first parody video. And that was because you and I had talked many times, like, why doesn't he update his enemies list? Because he's got that enemies list on the IFRS board. Mm-hmm. And he doesn't have to, because now he just makes parody videos about everyone he hates. And that's what he does. He does a Saturday Night Live skit where he literally imitates everybody that he just cannot stand in the Flat Earth movement. His top people.
But he plays me, and it's set in my show.
Yes.
If you just think about how weird that is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I gotta tell you, I've seen
some threat. I'm a person who does an interview show on YouTube. I don't have millions of subscribers. I just interview flat earthers who have varying beliefs in different models, get their backstory, find out how they got into flat earth. But somehow that's so threatening to Eric.
Some people can't pull off drag either. And he actually
He
Does it?
pulled it off.
He did pull it off. In fact, had he gone all out, you know, because those costumes weren't as elaborate as they probably could have been, I think he could have really done some
Yeah,
some
let's just
stuff
put it
there.
this way. He doesn't have my wardrobe. All
Anyway,
right.
it's all right. Moving on.
Or maybe he does.
Uh,
Maybe he does.
Best soulful female coming in under the wire, getting her first real big flat Earth video in at the end of December was because that's when you want to get it in for the voting. By the way, you want to get it at the end of the year so it's fresh in everyone's head. Is Marmar Queen. And so most of the videos she's done would have been in 2016, but she came out of the closet, out of the flat Earth closet at the end of 2015. I remember talking to her early in 2015, after I'd done the clues. She had called me and we talked about, you know, and she was kind of mulling it over, and it took her a while. She went through whatever trials she had to get through and whatever thought processes. But then in December of last year, she came out strong and very, very focused. And I love watching her videos. So,
So do
yeah.
she's regal, strong,
Yeah.
direct, full of warmth, makes you feel good to listen to it. And just, yeah, well, best
Yeah.
soulful would be
Yeah.
the perfect way to put it, actually.
Yeah.
So
Everything that she's on has been great. She's been on the True Mon show, you know, with that group. She's been interviewed with you, and I thought that was probably the best interview you ever did. Was listening to you talk. It was like watching dignitaries from different nations, queens from different nations.
thanks.
It was fantastic to watch. And then her now with Jail Forbes.
Oh,
I
JL
know.
Forbes is so good, and she can't win an award this year because
No, but Jail Forbes is great. Now I know they don't do stuff side by side. It's a compilation stuff that's been put together. But I have a funny feeling that they may end up doing something together. And that's great. I just think she's a great asset.
Right. There's so many people that, we'll probably try to mention a few newer people that are out as we go along. But of course, they can't win awards because it wasn't in the past year.
Yeah. Yeah.
And actually, we're kind of even delving into 2014 a little bit with some of the awards because of the body of work for some people started. And look, hey, Matt Boylan, Matt Powerland as well. I mean, we were going way back in order to give him the best flat Earth pioneer. So.
Yeah.
All right. Up next in the best soulful male category, does anybody have any idea who it could be?
Best soulful male. That is a head scratcher. What do you got?
We've got Nick from Phuket Word.
Cool. And you interviewed him. Yes.
He is similar to Marmar in that way that he does videos differently than her, but it's coming from his heart. You can feel it. There's warmth. He connects with who he's speaking with. He does funny videos. He does videos looking out at nature and the land. There's a lot of different kinds of videos he does. But there's just something about the man himself that when you listen to him do a video, you feel that his soul or heart is full in a good way. And it's a great person to listen to and just gives you a great feeling. So
excellent.
Yes.
Best costume designer, no surprises here at all. The man with a million voices and a million disguises, Mr. Moot, the guy that designed you want to hold it up one more time?
Yes.
Designed the Flatty Award itself. Interesting guy. We've seen just a small taste of him without his behind the mask in one video. But he's fantastic and love what he does. It's edgy, and it brings up a whole controversy on its own.
Yes, a lot of people. I did interview him early on in one of my earlier shows, and a lot of people didn't like the fact that he was wearing a mask, and were quite up in arms, especially Eric Dubé, for that. But that's the way that Mr. Moot chooses to present himself. And he presents himself as a character wearing the quote armor of God. That's where he comes from. And that's the way he came on my show. Since then, he's changed the costume that he wears a couple of times. He did a really great Christmas video too. And if anyone has not seen that, it's really fun. He used video editing techniques to make him look like he's out in the snow, with a talking sidekick. He's got his dog as well in the video. It's almost like a children's show in a way, and I think he would do really well doing children's flat Earth show types things, like Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood type of thing, or sort of Pee Wee's Playhouse, but
yeah,
not exactly.
Got it. Cool. You're up. Do you want to combine those next two? Same guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't notice that till
I
just
didn't
now.
notice that either. We'll just make it into one category.
There you go.
Which is best graphics and best body of flat Earth work.
Yep.
And it goes to Rory Cooper of My Perspective.
Yeah. Yeah, Rory did some wonderful stuff. I mean, his work, if anyone hasn't seen My Perspective, it's heady stuff because it's all three-dimensional oriented. You know, it's all about models and spinning around things. He's big into placing an object and saying, okay, here's how things look from 360 degrees. And I thought his work was excellent before, but then he went and added his own narrative to it. And I don't know why he had waited so long, because his voice is good. I mean, yeah, his accent is fairly thick, but it's, you know, region based, but it's very, very good. And he has been, you know, nothing but consistent work every time. Everything is high quality. He doesn't put out any fluff pieces. You know, even I've been guilty of that from time to time. So he just did a great job.
And also his work is great to share with somebody who you're trying to talk to about flat Earth. So you can, you know, if they have a specific question about how something works, you can go through Rory Cooper, My Perspectives videos and find an answer to their question and then send them a video that is about that subject. Yeah. It's sometimes easier to have a video explain things as opposed to explain it to somebody in words, because, you know, we like to see what's going on.
Yeah, and maybe one day I'll get to interview him.
Yeah, I've messaged with him. It just has not yet come to pass. So.
Yeah, he's on my short list. You know, my short list only has about 20 in there, and he's always in there. You know, because he's just got, again, it's mostly for people that have a three-dimensional mind that can figure out things. You know, that can spin around their head. It's not for necessarily the intro. For people, it's more advanced. So if it was college, it'd be like the 300 series, 400 series.
Also, video makers have used portions of his work in their videos.
Oh yeah, good point. Yeah, his stuff gets stolen a lot.
Right.
Yeah, excellent point. Best short documentary this is a tie, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yes, indeed. You read the first, I'll read the second.
Okay, this is a tie. Best short documentary. The first one is
that short.
Okay, yeah, it's not that short. Is Wakey Wakey. The title of it is called Simplified, Theorized, and Summarized.
And that is Mark Knight. Congratulations, Mark. And the tie is with D. Murphy 25. And his is Flat Earth, the biggest lie of all. And that's separated into part 1 and part 2. And he also goes by allegedly Dave. Yeah. So congratulations to Dave and Mark Knight.
Yeah.
Those are really good introductory videos for somebody as well.
Yeah.
It would have to be somebody who was the kind of person who wanted to know about flat Earth from a pondering metaphysical perspective.
Yeah.
Not somebody who just wants hard facts, math, numbers, things like that. It's a person that is a what if kind of person. Those would be great videos to send them to help them wrap their head around the whole flat Earth concept.
Agreed. I believe yours is the next one.
Oh, okay. We're continuing on with the Flatty Award Show on Flat Earth and Other Hot Potatoes. By the way, this is episode 59. Pretty amazing.
It is amazing. 59 episodes, yeah.
Yeah. I got sick for a little while. I got a cold, and I still have a bit of that going on right now. So I wasn't able to do videos for a while.
Really?
So
you still look good.
Thank you. You just sound a little bit, I don't know what it's called, froggish. Frog-esque, I think.
I'm just waiting. The shill show is going to say you sound mannish. I can guarantee you she is not a man. Guarantee it.
All right. People are going to be saying, how would you know, Mark?
What? Sorry, you were breaking up. Patricia? Can't hear you.
All right,
I'm
let's
sorry. I'm
continue.
going to just move on. I can't hear you, but I'm going to just continue on. The next one is the best one-man show.
Oh, it is? We skipped one, but yeah,
we
we'll
did?
go
No,
with
we
best
didn't.
one.
Oh, no, because you actually didn't read the next one, did you?
That's because we skipped it. I don't want to skip it.
No, don't skip it. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Most prolific flat Earth channel. Think about it. When you go to YouTube, who's got a video out? Seemingly every second, a new video, a new lengthy video on a very deep subject. Well, that would be Glenn of Flatwater.
Yeah, Flatwater makes a lot of stuff.
And his backup channel. Yeah. And he makes a lot of videos. Yeah, and sometimes they're on a specific subject, so you have to listen to the whole collection, or you can follow along one by one. But if you're ever... I go through this sometimes. I go to YouTube and I set the filter for today and, look through what's there that I want to watch it. And then I'm like, oh, I wish there was a live show, or I wish there was this or that I could listen to. And then I think, wow, I bet there's some Flatwater things I haven't gone through because there's so many. And you can always go to the Flatwater channel and dig around and find a whole new subject.
Oh, yeah. It's a foregone conclusion.
Yourself.
Anyone that's listening to this has probably missed about half of Flatwater's stuff.
Because there's no way to
you just can't get to it all.
And sometimes he'll put one up and then it's pulled down a little while later and then a new one comes up that seems just like it. He's so involved in perfect detail on things. He'll pull something down if it's a slight little error and put it back up again. So I commend anybody who goes ahead and does that as opposed to me. Hey, just throw a show up live.
There you go. There you go.
Warts and all.
Next one is best one-man show. Wow, I'm getting deja vu. I could have sworn I said that a little while ago. Best one-man show. Again, this should shock no one, which is Daniel Pratt. In fact, he should get an award for best minimalist wardrobe.
Yes, indeed.
He's great. Yeah, Daniel Pratt. He rants, he raves, he looks straight at the camera and calls it like he sees it. He's great. I love watching Daniel Pratt.
Yeah, and I think he's going by Dan Pratt now. After killing his channel and then coming back as, I think, Dizzle Pizzle. I may have that wrong. Then changed it to Dan Pratt. So
that's good.
I mean, you can't go with Dizzle Pizzle when everybody knows hey, that's Daniel Pratt.
Daniel Pratt has lots of street cred, so it's great. No, I love Daniel Pratt. No, and I love that people even pick on him because I don't even know if he hand chooses his thumbnails for his videos, but some of his thumbnails are so great. They're him this frozen angry, like when he's going. Arr! It's like, did you pick that, or did you? I
think he uses his cell phone to record, and he just puts it up as is. Doesn't really, the cosmetics of it all doesn't matter. It's the point and the value of what he's got to say, and that's the way it is. A couple of times, the light has fallen on his face in such a way that made a cross across.
I saw that. That was creepy.
Yeah, it was creepy, but it was really just the way it was, and it was really powerful, and just another.
That's production value.
Accident,
right.
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
You can't. Those are happy accidents.
So Daniel Pratt, congratulations on winning a Flatty Award.
Yay!
All right, I guess it's my turn now, right?
Yep.
That's good because I love everybody involved in this next one. Best weekly group show. Well, it's got to be the Globebusters.
Who are we going to call? That's right.
You're going to call
Jaren
of Jarenism. You're gonna call all the other people that appear as guests on the show, and then of course there's Bob Xanadude, and want to say hello to Bob's wife Cammie as well, who's support for him as well, and John the Morgile on the show. So, and then of course they have different guests, and they watch the ISS live, and they've changed things around. So Bob's more in charge at this point of the whole thing because Jaren's got the Jarenism channel and so much going on that. So, but it is always a good show. It's always fun, and I was really fortunate to have been a guest on the show a couple of weeks ago now. So, yeah.
Right.
All right. Congratulations, Globebusters.
Yay. Next up is Best Comedy Show.
Oh, yeah.
And this is sad. It's sad. It's bittersweet because it's a short-lived. Now, while we should probably, because you and I didn't really talk about this yet, and that is while Jesse Spots is a comedian, or at least has been by trade, he didn't, and he actually sung some funny songs. He didn't.
And he's done some really funny videos lately too on the whole gravity stuff that's been going on. But continue.
But these two guys really took it to a whole nother level, which was, they did a lot of production, and again, the show's not on anymore, which is the Flat Earth Rebel Outpost.
Yeah, we've got Ben, Matrix Decode, and Mark Knight of Wakey Wakey. So they no longer do that show together, but it did win as Best Comedy Show for the Flat.
And this happens. Art imitates life, which imitates art. Again, a short-lived show that people loved that broke up for various reasons. It happens.
And they're going on to do their own individual things now.
Exactly. So. Will there be a reunion in the future? Only time will tell.
Probably not.
Probably not. We'll see. You're up.
Oh, nice. Okay. Best Flat Earth Radio Network. Well, since there's only one, as far as I know, they win. But even if they weren't the only one, they are amazing in that they've taken this giant risk in having so many shows that are flat Earth based on something that is their baby. And that would be Chris and Cherie Geo.
Yeah.
And TFR.
Yeah, and TFR, Truth Frequency Radio, which they decided to take a gamble, and I think it's going to pay off for them. If this thing keeps going the way it's going, I could see great things, for them, because they currently have cornered the market on the flat Earth related shows. They've got Strange World with me. They've got Perceptions with Jonathan. They've got Rob Skiba. They've got Jaronism with Jaron and Miza. I don't know if they're going to take on a fifth, but it's great. It's fantastic. 4 shows and 1 network about a topic that shouldn't be talked about. That's fantastic. So
and when you and I were on their show a week ago or so, and that was the beginning of me catching a horrible cold. In the latter part of the interview, I couldn't figure out, we were doing it on Skype. I didn't know how to mute my mic for Skype. So I literally, after answering a question, ran out of the room into my guest room and started coughing. Because I had that, when you first get a cold, you just start coughing all of the time and you can barely finish a sentence.
Right. That's because they put a voodoo hex on you. Yeah.
Probably. But
well, they're into the DMT.
Yes, exactly. Right? But the thing is that they decided to have you and I on as guests on their show to talk about flat Earth with them. Yeah. And I would not say either one of them are flat earthers. Chris would be more on the flat Earth side, of course, than Cherie. Sure. But they're both very open-minded to all sorts of things. Yeah. And just the idea that they're entertaining this idea at all and devoting, their life to this network that's got flat Earth shows on it is really commendable. So congratulations.
Chris, exactly. Best science documentary series by the Morgile. And I don't have the name of the documentary series because it's really ongoing in his thing.
He's always doing something.
He's always doing something. So what can we say? The Morgile had to present some great stuff and make some wonderful videos.
So, that's another one of those channels. You just go to the Morgile. He's got 3 channels, actually. He's got a tertiary channel, backup channel, his regular channel. Because of, copyright strike weirdnesses that happen, he's just got a couple different channels just to make sure that he's able to make long form videos when necessary. So check out the Morgile, John. All right. Up next here on the Flatty Awards is Best Bible Researcher. And it's a hard one because there's many who are doing this.
There are many that are doing this.
There's one person who stands out, and we mentioned him a couple moments ago when we were talking about TFR, and that would be the winner of the Flatty for this year, Rob Skiba.
Rob Skiba, and he was definitely an anti-flat earther in the start because he couldn't believe it. He thought that I was absolutely insane when I went on his show and got interviewed. He first heard about what I was doing on Canary Cry radio, and when he interviewed me, he was not buying it. But they was put in his head, and then later on, didn't take him long, he started doing his own stuff, and even though the ratings weren't that great, he was generating a lot of buzz. which is very, very common in the flat Earth community. And yeah, so in fact, the website he's got up with so much content is testingtheglobe.com. Anyone wants to check that out, especially if you're heavy faith-based, most notably Christian, go to testingtheglobe.com. He quotes every chapter and verse, and it's wonderful stuff.
So congratulations to Rob.
Yeah.
Well, we'll continue along with our Bible theme, and I guess you're up next to continue that, Mark.
Yeah. Related, the best Bible newcomers are, and there's 3 of them, Controversy 7, Celebrate Truth, and Adam Joseph Doty.
Yeah, we're giving it to all 3, but we could say 2, because 2 of those people are not only doing their own thing, they are teaming up to do a show.
Joining forces.
Exactly. That would be Controversy
evil.
7 and Robbie D of Celebrate Truth, who I've interviewed on my show, Flat Earth and Other Hot Potatoes. They're teaming up, and they put out their very first joint show together today. So it's on YouTube.
Yeah. Fighting globalism. Yes.
And it's called Controversy Truth. That is their channel, correct?
Yeah.
And they also have a Facebook page by that same name, which I just went and liked today. And Controversy 7 is going to be my guest. I'm going to be interviewing him on Friday on Flat Earth and Other Hot Potatoes.
By the way, did you see their set that they were on? The Controversy Truth?
I've seen that when they've done their promos. Yes.
Well, the one where they actually did the show today. I mean, that thing
How
looked
do
like
they do that set? How is it a green screen? I guess.
Yeah. But
it looks so wonderful.
It's
I want that.
Yeah, it looks in real life. That thing, I don't think you could have put a price tag on it. It was beautiful.
Yeah.
So good for them.
Nice.
All right.
It's nice when 2 people come together accidentally, both flat earthers, both pursuing God in their videos, and then find each other, that they live in the same area, and then start doing a project together. Because as flat earthers, we're pretty cut off from fellow flat earthers. It seems like, we have these virtual friends. We know people because of YouTube and Facebook and Twitter, that sort of thing, but we're not really all hanging out together. And when those moments arise where we can, it's a joyous thing.
Agreed.
So for them to do it together in a show, not just like you and I doing a show, but we're not in the same state even, but they can actually be together in the same room, which is really nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, I was just going to say, okay, go for the next one.
Okay. Best debate goes to Deep Inside the Rabbit Hole against Jim Fetzer, who won. Well, Deep Inside the Rabbit Hole just crushed him. It was way better than anything I had done so far. So, congratulations, David Weiss, on that.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
It was a great debate. It was an actual debate, in that, both parties went to talk about the subject and were pretty well versed in the subject. However, Jim Fetzer was more versed in the Ball Earth outlook and didn't really do much research at all, if any, on the flat Earth.
Yeah.
So he wasn't able to really refute any of David Weiss's points. He just basically, when it came his time to talk, just talked about Ball Earth facts or supposed facts, as opposed to trying to rip apart the points that David made. And in a real debate, you would have to know both sides of the story.
Yep.
The thing about flat earthers is we've learned more about Ball Earth science by becoming flat earthers than we did before we were flat earthers.
Agreed.
So,
I've learned way more about a lot of technical things than I ever did in school. Because you have to. You've got to look at the other side. It's like, how does this work? Okay, well, that's how you say it works, but it doesn't actually work like that. So it's been great.
All right, up next is an award for the most gracious debate loser in the globalist category.
Yeah.
That would be Stanton Friedman.
Stanton Friedman.
And even if it really wasn't a debate in the same way we're talking about with David Weiss of Deep Inside the Rabbit Hole and Fetzer, it was more like a chat. it was still great because it wasn't an angry sort of thing. We all wanted a debate that day when we were listening, but it turned out to be impossible because he wasn't aware the flat Earth was really even a thing.
Yeah.
So he didn't prepare.
Yeah, I didn't necessarily take the wind out of my sails. I just had to change gears, which was when I wish you could have seen my face on this side because we did the debate on Truth Frequency Radio because Art Bell wouldn't do it. Or he closed down his show, and he goes, Stanton, I could hear on the other side of the phone. It's like, wait, flat Earth? You mean like really flat Earth? Like it's a thing? Like this is actually a reality? Like a real model? Like it's actually flat? And I was going, all right, okay. So here's how it works, And then so the whole thing was really more of a discussion, like I was telling my grandfather how flat Earth works. While he just sits there and stares and gets sleepy because it's getting late.
But he was so nice, though.
He was a very nice guy. And, hopefully we'll talk again. And unfortunately, he's old enough, he's 80, 81, that, and he has some astronaut friends that I don't think he's going to be a convert anytime soon. So,
and also on my channel, I do a podcast on Talk Network with David Weiss, and it's called Truth is Stranger Than Lies. And David Weiss and I interviewed Stanton, and we brought you on there too. So it was sort of an opportunity to sort of regroup, and not a debate, but just a secondary chat.
Yeah.
So
and he didn't run from it. So
it was
great. Good. He got a chance to get some sleep and talk to us later.
Yeah.
Moving on to the best roundtable of 2015, and the Flatty goes to John Laban for the Globe Earth Skeptic series.
Our Ball Earth Skeptic, actually.
I'm sorry, Ball Earth Skeptic.
I loved that show. I was quite sad when it ended, and I have heard that John Laban's not going to repeat it, but it was really great while it lasted. And it introduced me to a lot of flat earthers who I didn't know, including David Weiss, Matrix Decode, and others. So it was just great to follow that show each week and different people's takes on things, and the way that John handled the panel was exemplary. It's a hard thing to be a host or hostess of a panel because you have to keep things flowing and going. You have to remain neutral, but of course you do have a point of view. So you do have to say your point of view. Sometimes it's, you can't. I myself am not a neutral hostess, and I've never proclaimed to be a neutral hostess. This isn't a TV show. This isn't Fox News. Well, they're not neutral anyway, but they're pretending that they are neutral. But I am an interviewer, and I've been a panel host as well, who also will give my opinions on those sorts of things. And I think John goes that way as well.
Yeah.
And it makes it more interesting.
Yeah.
As opposed to when there's a TV talking head newscaster who just tells information and you never really know what they think about it.
Yep.
It's because they don't think about anything. They're just reading a script.
Agreed.
So thanks to John Laban for providing a lot of entertainment and things to think about for all of us. All right. I guess I'm up next. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Best female experimenter has to be Ashley Webster. Yeah. Ashley's got a great channel and lots of experiments that she's done. I have yet to interview her on my show. We've talked about it. We haven't got around to it. She's got a daughter in cheerleading, so she's on the road doing that sort of thing with her daughter. So maybe that will happen at some point.
Yeah. But
you can always check out her channel. Up next, you go
is best male experimenter, and that is zeteticism.com, otherwise known as Jeffrey Grupp. And he's been on my show 4 times already, and I consider him the biggest brain in the flat Earth movement. He never stops thinking, and he's always working on an angle, and he's got a lot of education. So I love him.
I believe he's going to be on my show. We've had a few scheduled events, and then they didn't happen. Sometime this month, I'll have to iron that out with him. Oh. Because of being sick, there were a lot of shows pushed back that I had scheduled, and I had to cancel on a bunch of people.
Sure.
So I hope to get a hold of Jeffrey soon. Not a hold of him, but get back into the emailing with him and set up a date.
Mm-hmm.
So congratulations to Jeffrey Grupp. All right. Best group experiment. And this goes back a while.
Yeah.
This goes back a while. And a lot of people are going to wonder, why would this be the best experiment? It didn't really work, did it? Well, if you think about it, this particular experiment and the people were about ready to award were doing something early on in Flat Earth, and doing it publicly, and doing it without rehearsing it. They're doing it live. And when you do things live out in nature, things can go terribly wrong, especially when you're using equipment that you're not familiar with. And so the award for Best Group Experiment goes to Jaron and Missa Campanella for the laser test.
On the water. Brilliant. Again, ahead of its time, inspired other people to do their tests, and they got knowledge out of it regardless. They found out about beam dispersal and some optic atmospheric things, and they did a nice job.
And we'll have to say thanks to Bob Xanadude, who was the one who gave them that laser to use, as far as I remember.
Cool.
All right.
Moving on, the best male whistleblower goes to none other than Sean McCrary, otherwise known as the United States Navy Sparrow missile system instructor, who I interviewed on my show. And he was like the first guy, not only was the best, he was really the first guy to come out and come out with a bang. He was interviewed on the show. Not only was he not anonymous, he was the very beginning, but then he released his name very quickly and then released videos vetting him out. So it showed him, flying in on a helicopter to his ship, the Iwo Jima. And then it really surprised me, him inside the Sparrow training missile system training room, where he writes down my name in Flat Earth on a cocktail napkin and spins the camera around towards him so we know exactly what he looks like. It was great. So wonderful. Great stuff from him.
A lot of people said, oh, that can't be real. He's not a real guy. No real guy would go do that.
What more do you want from that guy? I mean, literally, he flew, do you know how much money it would cost to fake what he did? Flying in on the Iwo Jima, and not only that, but combine that with all the technical details that he gave out, plus the I've never seen in any article the inside of a missile training room where you have the missile simulators, the actual simulation. I didn't know those rooms existed. And I thought they trained on ship. I didn't know they traded inside like a custom built gymnasium. That was fantastic. So no, he's absolutely real.
All right, our next award is for the pretty much the same thing as Sean McCrary just got the award for, which is the best female whistleblower. And she was my guest on Flat Earth and Other Hot Potatoes, and it's Robin Poe. Also involved in the military, also came out and told her story, telling us that that the way things were set up with radar, and it just would never really happen if we lived on a ball. It would be virtually impossible.
And not only that, but she came out and she's still making videos.
Oh,
That's what makes her different from Sean. I mean, Sean put out a few things, but she's still going. She's on panels. She's talking to people whenever she can. So good for her.
And she's also been reading too. Actually, if you want somebody to read to you varying flat earth texts and biblical things, books that may have a flat earth bent to them, like The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, she's been taking it upon herself to do that and put out these sort of, I don't know, almost bedtime stories for flat earthers. So it's a great thing that she's doing. So congratulations, Robin Poe, our female whistleblower.
Yay! I'm going to have fun with this one because, as you know, I've got a flat earth music list. And this, there's going to be honorable mentions here. These necessarily weren't nominees, but there's people I wanted to mention. So the best original flat earth music. For me, again, music is such a personal taste. You and I have some similar tastes because we're about the same age. But most people, like if I showed you my iPod and you showed me yours, we'd hate each other because it'd be like, oh,
I bet you and I would have a couple things that were similar.
A few, but you know how it goes. Like most people, everyone's got their own taste.
My music would be good. Yours would be cheesy.
Waver. See what I mean, folks? This is what I have to deal with. The all wavering aside, my favorite song was by Ian Leahy, "Living on a Flat Plane," which was really great. It had a nice groove to it. But that being said, and these are all everyone I mentioned here, you can find them on your own, or they're on my Flat Earth music playlist. But there were a few others I've got to mention because I was involved in one way or another. "Dear Globe" by George DeVoe. That's a country one. "Aristophanes Was Wrong" by Chris Rock, and that's spelled W-R-O-K. "The Flat Earth Song" by Mr. Moot, which is a rap. "Infinite Flat Earth" by Daddy Friday and Mac Dog, which is way out there.
And Friday is spelled Phriday.
Iday. And one more, which I got to mention because you're going to do the best Flat Earth cover song. I've got to mention, honorable mention, and we didn't talk about this, but I just thought about it before the show, which was "No Ball in the Bible" by Matt Powerland.
Oh, right.
That short one where he's, dancing down the highway and doing all that stuff. I love his short stuff. I don't like 13-minute songs. I don't. That's why Stephen Wright did that joke where he goes, "I'm going to sing everything the Beatles ever wrote," and then he goes, "I won't sing all of Hey Jude," because long songs, people just collapse.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and in the old days in radio, those were the songs where the DJ would go get high, put the record on, and then just go do, have the girlfriend come over to the station, and who knows what they were doing. So DJs loved long songs.
Oh yeah, yeah. Something by Led, Stairway to Heaven. Yeah, something by Led Zeppelin, where it just goes on and on and on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Anyway, right. Sorry.
All right, we've got Best Flat Earth Cover Song, and it's "Paint It Black" by J.M. Lean.
Yeah, it's a good song.
And there's a lot of different J.M. Lean songs too that are all cover songs.
They're all cover songs, but he does.
That's the one we like the most.
Yeah,
nice, I like them all. Yeah.
So, all right. Best Flat Earth Science Series, Brian Mullen for his Balls Out Physics. Like it. How many structural engineers do you get to come out and talk about Flat Earth and actually do a video series explaining, not only do I believe in Flat Earth, here are the numbers. Here's the numbers to crunch on why. That's great. I think he's really one of the few people that have done testimonials. You've interviewed him on your show. Mm-hmm. He's one of your few testimonials, but I think he's the only guy that did a testimonial where he actually broke down stuff. Actually broke it down and continued on with the series, if I'm not mistaken.
And at a more recent video that he did, because he doesn't do a lot of videos, he was talking about trying to get funded some sort of an experiment where they would use what's known as the rectilineator to actually measure Earth and see what we're going to come up with for sort of the final proof of what's going on.
Sure.
Probably not coming from a concave Earth perspective, just coming from a what the heck is going on here perspective.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's a good instrument regardless of what it's used for.
Right. And I'm not sure where that is, where it's going. I don't believe his channel is called Balls Out Physics anymore. I believe now it's just called Brian Mullen.
Yeah.
So next up, this is a good one for me to read because of him, I actually have my channel now. He was the first person I paired up with when I just first started and wasn't confident enough to interview people on my own and that sort of thing. I just hadn't ever done it before. And it was nice to start doing a show with somebody first. And also it's fun to do a show with somebody. And that would be Most Missed Flat Earther, Stars Our Souls, Michael Lewis.
Yeah, he's still missing out right now. I mean, honestly, as soon as this thing started getting popular, there's more people jumping in on this, but he could still get back in if he wanted to.
He got a regular job. He's still a flat earther, and he is vegan as well. That's kind of the two reasons that we paired up. He still does vegan activism on his Facebook and mentions flat Earth quite often as well. I'm hoping I can get him back on as a guest on my show sometime in the future. No promises. Don't know what he would think about that, but I'm definitely going to ask him. And since we talk, it's not like we're enemies or anything. So, yeah.
Sure. Sure.
Definitely people ask me about what happened to him all of the time. And nothing really happened to him. He didn't suddenly go ball earth or anything like that. He
No.
just stepped back. The drama, the infighting, all of the name calling. He just said, this is ridiculous, and stepped back. And I
Yeah.
think many of us in Flat Earth have felt exactly the way he did.
Well, I'm not quitting. If I quit, I'm sorry, you want me to do a repeat? When I quit, assume that I've been tortured. How's that? Which we'll get to later on. No, I'm not quitting. Seriously, I'm not.
And you actually, torture wouldn't make a difference to you, I don't think.
No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't care. Why? Why would I? It's different because having leverage against me is a little tougher than a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, not going to happen. But I've said that on air anyway. In fact, I sold that to John LeBon. I think he was the first one to try to get that out of me, which was I said, look, I'm not going to do a Joe Rogan and do that because it would be unfair to everybody. At the very least, we're digressing, but we'll get into it eventually. I would make I would make a transition video to at least explain why, if that ever happened. But
well, you have to explain that now because people are going, what do you mean you're going to make a transition? What you're
right,
saying is if somehow you found evidence that led you into knowing that we don't live on a flat
somebody
Earth.
Showed me something that said we were not on a flat, that said, oh, you're absolutely on a globe, here it is, I would still go out and make a video say, well, I wouldn't even make a video first. I talk to people like you and David and Jaron and whoever else I could get a hold of and say, okay, look at this. Do you get the same opinion I do on this? I wouldn't look at it and go, just throw my papers and say, that's it, done. I'm out. You guys all suck. Make a video saying you guys all suck and quit. I wouldn't do that. So
yeah, I mean, what you would do would be what anybody sane would do.
Yeah.
You would make probably a couple different videos going point by point through exactly what the new information that you found was.
Yeah.
And unlike a certain somebody we'll get to later,
shortly,
they would actually be really valid, clear, real.
Yeah, and it hasn't happened. And that.
It's not going to happen.
If it hasn't happened by now, look, we've already hit the year marker from Flat Earth Clues. If it hasn't happened by now, that's not going to happen. And you can't release stuff. Let's digress just another minute. Mm-hmm. And that is, look at all the stuff that's happened over the last year. They remember you and I joked about how they were dancing to our music, and that is, oh look, the blue marble shot. When was that? Oh, July of 2015. When was the Himawari satellite released? Oh yeah, that was July of 2015. How about that shot, the composite shot from the moon? Oh, that was also in 2015. Everything's in 2015 now, and those don't count. I know that science people are going, no, those absolutely count. They don't count if that's what we were asking for in the first place. We can't, when we say there are no shots of the Earth from space, you just can't all of a sudden hand us one and say, oh yeah, here's a shot. Yeah, it's brand new. You can't do that. That's not how it works. You can't come up with brand new lies. They've got to be old lies. You've got to be able to reference back to them. So sorry, it's my
because it was totally legit. Those pictures, those things would just be there. Easily seen by anybody, and also impossible to tear apart. You wouldn't be able to see Photoshop. You wouldn't be able to see any of that.
Yeah.
You would just look at it like we look at this stapler of mine.
Yeah.
And we all can know it's a metal stapler. It's real. You can look at it from every angle. It staples. It works.
Yeah. Yeah,
and that's not what we're given.
And the Himawari satellite's a complete cheat anyway, because it's no, that's the Earth rotating. Going, no, that's geostationary. That's a cheat. That means you're just looking at one side of the Earth and you're just creating weather patterns on it. Any studio could do that with not even that much money nowadays.
And did.
Yeah, show me something where the full-blown sucker is rotating in high def on its axis. Just don't show me that 20 frames, literally 20 frames, where the moon is, chunk in front of the camera. Trey Parker and Matt Stone from South Park could have done that in an afternoon. In fact, it wouldn't have taken an afternoon. It would have taken them a couple hours. So, sorry. I know.
Sad.
Yeah, I know. I'm losing my place and my temper. Where were we?
Stars or Souls.
I'm sorry. No, I got it was mine. Highest original view count. I thought this was a good category because it gives people an idea of where we are as far as numbers go. Remember how I was saying the relevant hit count was 4.8 million, you know, when you look at number of videos. The highest original view count as of yesterday, roughly, and that means not mirrored, where somebody took one of our videos and then put a snazzy name on it, like naked people, and then released it, and then all of a sudden a bunch of counts and put a clever thumbnail. It's original on a Flat Earther's website is actually Eric Dubay. I thought it was going to be, and that was because all the extra press he got from the mainstream when I think BOB mentioned one of his things, but other people have mentioned him. But
Tequila even.
Tequila.
Right,
We thought it was going to be oh geez, what was that guy's name? Dopefish.
Oh yes,
the Dopefish,
where it was lives or whatever.
Dope lives / Dopefish, where he was laughing at the whole flat Earth thing, where it went from what was it, 50,000 to 500,000 in 24 hours, and we couldn't, you know. And I watched the numbers just go with these massive chunks. It's like, where are all these numbers coming from? And it was a horrible video. We thought that was going to get #1 with 500,000, but Eric Dubay actually has the highest hit count right now with a non-mirrored video at 640,000. Well, and is for his 200 proofs Earth is not a spinning ball video book. So good for him.
Which is a great video to send to anybody.
Yeah.
That you want to give them information. Bam, bam, bam information.
Yeah.
So congratulations to Eric Dubay.
There you go.
Up next, here on the Flatty Awards, is the best experiment. And we're giving it to Insanity is Sanity, Amir, for Magnified Moonlight is Colder.
Yes. Yes, it is. It's a great little experiment, and actually it even counters something that was released today, where someone was doing a test in just at nighttime, where he goes, there's no moon, right? And he's testing a shadow versus a non-shadow, and that sort of confuses me anyway, because okay, if there's no moonlight, then what exactly where's the shadow coming from? But that's neither here nor there, because he was saying, well, no, the shadow is going to be always warmer than non-shadow because it's going to absorb heat during the day. And I'm going, but okay, one, why is there a shadow there if there's no moonlight? What exactly is the shadow coming from? Are we extrapolating on where the sun's coming from? That doesn't really matter. The point is that Insanity is Sanity bypassed all that by creating. Did you ever watch that one, The Magnifying Moonlight? It's called.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Where he did 3 parts. That's how he bypassed the whole thing and made it very objective. It was very well done, which was he took 3 copper plates, which weren't outside all day. He just took 3 copper plates out at night, set them next to each other. One was in the shadow of something in the moonlight, one was in direct moonlight, and then one was in magnified moonlight. And he used something like, I have my little prop here. So you see that pretty well?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a little stationary magnifying glass, which you can position in different, you can get these at hobby stores. And so he had the third one where the magnifying glass was magnifying the moonlight onto the copper plate. And it showed that the moonlight was actually cold, meaning it was a certain temperature in the moonlight, but it was warmer in the shadow of the moonlight, which is opposite from the sun, which is impossible. But then if you magnified the moonlight, it was actually magnifying the refrigerating properties of the moonlight onto the copper plate, and was even colder. And we can only do that right now. We can do that from a technology standpoint with cold laser. And people saying, well, that doesn't prove flat Earth. And I'm going to make a video on this eventually, because I actually have a little digital thermometer thing. But no,
you have that. I was going to ask you if you have it nearby. Can you grab it to show it?
I do have it nearby. It's right here. You guys can get these anywhere. They're used. I asked around, and what they're used for, if you guys can see these real well, I'm not, the brand name doesn't really matter. This one's just a Laser Grip 1080. I don't even know the brand name. You can pick these up from anywhere from $15 to $20 in any hardware store, but they're used to test the temperature of really anything. Like blue collar guys use these a lot for, like, in the automotive industry. You can see if a piston is giving you trouble, because you can look for hot spots, or in a transmission, or if you're on a road crew, you can see if you can point and click and see if the asphalt is at the certain temperature that you need to lay it at. So if I pointed at my skin, for example, like I pointed at that chair, it'd probably say 75 degrees Fahrenheit. If I pointed at my skin, it's going to say 93 degrees, because your skin is 93 degrees. The inside of your mouth, I pointed at my tongue, it'd be 98. But the point is that these things are super cheap, and he tested it and showed Sure enough, the moonlight is generating cooling properties. Does that mean that the moon is does that prove flat Earth? No, it doesn't. But it puts some big, big questions in what the moon is right now. Because if the moon is generating cooling properties, and Rob Skiba showed that in his video of up to 12 degrees between the difference between the shadow and the non-shadow, if it's 12 degrees colder in the moonlight, then what exactly is it reflecting from the sun? You cannot tell me it's transmuting heat radiation from the sun, flipping it, and creating a cool laser down to the ground. So if the moon is self-illuminated, it's generating its own light, then what did we land on? We didn't land on some glowing white ball. We landed on a dull gray surface. If you believe the moon landing, which throws the moon landing. Anyway, I could go on and on, but I'm not going to. Anyway, it's a cool experiment.
Just another way to put a dent in the globe.
Check it out when you get a chance. Magnified moonlight is colder by Insanity is Sandy. Sorry.
All right. Now, is it my turn? Or I lost count?
It is your turn.
Okay. Best long distance proof. Terry Robinson, Oahu to Kauai, 90 miles.
Yeah, and it's one of the many, you've seen these, many distance proofs that's out there, which is if the globe, remember, because we have to use globalist math, if the globe is 8 inches per mile squared, the easiest way to determine if the forward back, not the left to right stuff, but the forward back stuff is wrong, is to look at something out at a long distance and say, okay, why do we still see this? And she was looking at kind of a mountain hilly range at 90 miles out, which should be thousands of feet below the curvature, and it wasn't. We have still yet, people keep missing this, we have still yet to see people create videos where, and if you've seen one, let me know, where something's at a distance, like a lighthouse is at a distance, and we shouldn't be able to see it, and you don't see it, right? You know, it's like a lighthouse at 10 miles. We shouldn't be able to see that lighthouse, and we don't. Where are those videos? Flat earthers just keep cranking these things out. Oh yeah, here's a city skyline from here. Here's a mountain from here. Here's boats from here. We can always see it. We can always zoom in. The opposition just isn't there. Oh, by the way, did you see? I haven't sent it to you yet, but I'm going to use this in the Strange World slideshow. And I can't remember. I think it was SAR27. Do you ever watch his stuff?
Yes. Only recently I subscribed. And you know how suddenly you find a channel and you're like, why have I missed this channel before?
Yeah.
So
yeah, he found a neat clip, and I think it was taken by the same guy that took that snapshot where the weatherman said that it was a mirage, but it was a full-blown time lapse for like, I don't know, 18 hours that's showing the Chicago skyline perfectly in view from the beach, you know, from water level. The weather held, and the skyline was there. You know, the clouds are rolling, the sun goes up, sun goes down, the lights come up, thing never wavered. And it's like, okay, a mirage that lasts 18 hours and doesn't distort at all. Yeah, don't give me that. That's the Chicago skyline you're looking at. Should not be possible. And it was. So it was great. And it was taken from, I think, the widest point at 50 plus miles. So I'll send it to you after the thing. It's great. But it's on one of his latest videos, which is set to rave music. But it's really good. It's like, I don't know, 50 minutes in.
All right.
So
sounds cool.
Yeah. Me.
Let's see. Oh, it's you, yes.
Best NASA photo debunk is from Antonio
Subaritz, yeah, and he's been a guest on Flat Earth and Other Hot Potatoes as well. My episode number 58. What a great interview that was for those who have had not seen it yet. I think you should. And a lot of people were saying he looks like John Lennon, which of course has nothing to do with the interview itself, but I got so many comments about that. So.
Oh, cool.
Go see for yourself.
That's great.
Does, actually.
And again, it's one, you know, there's lots of people that are doing NASA photo debunks, and we'll get into more, you know, some of these later. But again, it's just yet another person. This one happened to be, you know, exceptional, but they're all good, which show that NASA photos are lacking in production value, severely lacking in some cases. And remember what I said, the internet hive mind misses nothing. And they don't. If there is they literally put stuff under the microscope, and you know, zoom in on everything. And this guy was one of them. So good for him.
All right. So congratulations to Antonio. Let me turn the page here. This is a category for most helpful video, which is a nice category to have. Again, videos that you can send people who are new to the flat earth and just thinking about it. This is most helpful video, Fran Anderson. And she wins for Flat Earth for Beginners. Hold on to your hat. Earth is flat.
Flat as a
Pleasant,
cat on a mat.
easy to understand. Overall, great.
Yeah, she's like the reading rainbow version of Flat Earth.
Yeah, she's actually also been on Glowbusters, I believe, as a guest.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, her stuff was really straightforward, real easy to understand. She was like a school teacher, just breaking it down for you. No real flash or pomp, just kind of getting it done.
That's what you need sometimes.
Yeah.
I like all the different video makers' perspectives, but that's really great way to just give somebody something that's pleasant, easy to understand, and basic. I don't mean simplistic. I just mean basic in a good way.
Yep. Next one is best simple demonstration, perspective or curvature by Gandhi. That's GHAN space capital D. And I don't really have any comments on it.
Well, okay, he walks away and he films himself walking away into a distance, and you can see how the light works with his body and as he shrinks in distance, and how it's sort of the ships and the curvature, but actually using a real person. Yeah. And he's actually an associate or friend of Marmar Queen too, which I didn't know.
Cool. Yeah, my only criticism, and it was good. It was very, very good. If you're going to do that, because more people should do that, because it shows how how distance shrinks you down to 1 pixel. From a visual standpoint, you get to that vanishing point. And that is, if you're going to do that, try to find a very, very long flat surface, like an airport runway or a mall parking lot or something very, very, where it's a lot cleaner. Not knocking it, but I thought it was good. It was excellent.
All right. The next one, I'm a bit confused because maybe we made a typo here. You'll help me out. In the category of shortest flat Earth demonstration, educate yourself.
That was the name of the channel.
See Earth Rotate, NASA Fraud. It's only 1 minute and 20 seconds long.
Yes.
But we have, since this, had a couple other shorter videos.
Well, yes, but this was in 2015. You're absolutely right. There's been people that have been trying to, I don't know if I agree with trying to create the shortest flat Earth video demonstration.
It's fun. It's fun to do.
It's fun, but you know full well that people don't get convinced. We can't convince people in several hours, let alone it has to sink in their head for a while. So I don't know if you can plant the seed in a minute 20, let alone what's been happening this year, where you're getting sub 20-second videos. Mm-hmm. But it's like flat Earth, blah, 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 end. It's like, what? Because most people.
Cat Word came out with one. David Weiss came out
with one. Yeah, David Weiss was at 9 seconds, which is amazing. But I liked this one because it covered some ground, which was it was almost in real time. It was sped up, but it was he just took the actual video and sped it up, where he went to the NASA website and he looked up Earth rotating from space and then drew in paint or something, these words. He didn't even bother subtitling it, and showed basically on the NASA website that there's nothing there. You go to the website, you follow this guy in 1 minute 20 seconds, realize that even NASA doesn't have anything on their website to back it up. It's all smoke and mirrors. It's great. Do you remember this one?
Oh yeah, definitely. Definitely. It's a good one.
So.
All right, you're next.
Oh, right. Yeah. This is best Bible verse video. That is 75 Bible verses which prove the flat Earth, done by Tiger Dan.
Might be that rocked my world. That might be the way he phrased it.
Oh, right. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
so and Tiger Dan is the winner for this.
He is the winner of this. It was in 2015. It was very good.
Still holds up today.
Still holds up today because he never bothered to refute it. As a lot of people know, Tiger Dan has now completely gone against flat Earth. He was in the middle of making a 10-part series that how he was going to debunk flat Earth. And part 7 was going to be where he went up against his own video of 75 Bible verses. He was going to try to make a counter, and he never even made it to part 6. And that was the last we ever heard of Tiger Dan.
But I've seen him in comments on a couple of videos, and him pairing up with a couple different people in comments.
Yeah, so but is that him?
That's what people say. I don't know. I can't speculate.
Yeah, that's weird.
And the only real comment I've ever had on Tiger Dan was when the first video he came out with, when he was working with maps, I just encouraged people to give him space, let him do his thing. And then after that, you know, when there was strong, harsh words used toward other flat earthers in his successive videos, somebody even mentioned it to me in a video, in a post somewhere. I don't know what video it was. They said, "Don't you feel Tiger Dan owes you an apology?" And I'm like, why would he owe me an apology? He doesn't owe me an apology. Well, because he was on your show and you interviewed him.
Yeah.
Well, that's the space he was in at the time he was in it. And I don't remember what my response was exactly. Something along the lines of, no, he does know me an apology, and he won't apologize. There'd be no need to. Why? I mean, we all have if indeed his mind changed, then he has the right to do so.
Yeah.
I wish he would have actually, if that were the case, come out with actual real refutations, as opposed to the ones that we all have seen that were false. But he has a right to do so. And I don't hate Tiger Dan. I wish him well.
Agreed.
So, but he's a winner because he did a really great video.
So, 2015, he did.
Yep. Up next, and somehow tied in some way, is the Best ISX Hoax Video Series. And the Flatty Award goes to Learn of the Jesuit Order.
I noticed we don't have a link to that.
Yeah, unfortunately, none of those videos, unless you've downloaded them yourself, are videos that you will be able to see. Now, he never came out as a flat earther.
Nope.
But he did shoot holes in NASA every chance he could with witty, kind of angry videos showing all of the different fakery on the ISS.
Yeah. In fact, his channel came out, I believe, like 5 days after my first Flat Earth Clue. His channel was created, and he attacked NASA at just right off the bat, just hit him wherever he could. And he was really good at doing quick videos and a lot of photo comparisons, saying, look, this is all crap. And his rants were excellent. You know, he was outraged. He was indignant. And then just recently, he came out with a very quick video, says, yep, I'm not into this anymore. And he pulled down all his videos except for like 3 and put up this little flowery video saying, yeah, I'm done. And that was it. And he said, I'm not credible anymore, and this channel's probably going to be gone soon. I've never seen such a turnaround, ever.
I think he said, and I'm only paraphrasing, something along the lines of, he was wrong. The ISS is real.
Oh, yeah.
They are doing science. They are in space, and satellites are real.
Yeah.
And
yeah, he actually said that the ISS is real science.
Right, real science. And now, he never actually showed any proof of that.
Nope.
Zero.
Yeah.
He just said it.
Yeah, just said it. Yeah, didn't say, okay, here's why all my videos are wrong. He just pulled down every one of his videos. And in fact, whoever, somebody email me the second that channel goes down, but because there's only one video as of right now, everything else.
JFK video, actually.
Yeah, JFK video. Everything else has been cleared out. Like he emptied his locker, and he's a vapor trail. So,
but I noticed that the video that he made, where he was just speaking over a graphic, the graphic was a picture of a dandelion.
Yeah,
and
so
it had some kind of like, I don't know, poem or something over it about giving people space to speak their mind. Whatever. It was something very feminine about that, like a girl, a poster in an office of a woman. I don't mean to be, I'm not belittling women, but there was nothing that just didn't look like something he would have picked. A man would have picked somebody angry and screaming at the ISS would pick a dandelion blowing in the wind.
Like maybe a female agent at the NSA office? Yeah, maybe.
Maybe.
I'm just saying.
I don't know what happened with Lot Joe. And just like Tiger Dan, I wish him the best. People can change their minds. And I think, though, if you do change your mind, real hard evidence, facts, clearly defined and drawn out is the way to go to help all the rest of us.
Yeah.
If indeed you've discovered something.
Or the flip side of that, she's being kind. My reaction is, hey, whatever they paid you, I hope it was enough. because you upset quite a few people, including me. So.
Also, it could be some kind of theorizing, of course, threats to himself or people in his family, or he just
Rats. Come
I
on.
don't know.
You want to
No?
live forever? I don't. All right, let's move on.
Anyway, so for both of those people, Tiger Dan and Learn at the Jesuit Order,
yeah,
we value your contribution to Flat Earth and wish you the best.
Most oh, wait. This is going to be both of us. And I think you go first on this one.
All right. Most inspirational video.
Now, before you do this, are you doing just this one, or are you also going to mention, you're going to do your Flat Earth and Other Hot Potatoes Award right after this?
Oh.
Remember the one you and I were
Let's
talking
do the Flat Earth and Other Hot Potatoes Award.
You want to do that first?
Yeah, and it's the Flat Earth and Other Hot Potatoes Award, and it is the Across the Pond Award, meaning a show that's similar to my show here in the United States, which, aside from the secret show we do every Monday, is generally an interview show. And that award goes to Nathan Oakley, who himself... So he wins a Flatty for doing the Across the Pond version of his show, or my show. It's not a version of my show. I don't mean to put it that way, but we're doing the same thing, but from different countries. So
gotcha.
Here's you, Nathan Oakley.
Right on.
And Nathan Oakley is going to be my guest on my show, Flat Earth and Other Hot Potatoes, Wednesday at 3 p.m. Central Time. So,
cool. Right on.
All right. Now
you get to your most...
Well, I guess I've got to start because we've got it written this way.
Yep.
The most inspirational video, personally to me. And I couldn't pick just one. I picked two. And I could probably sit around and pick 10 more, but we don't have time for all that. So the first one, Tied. And this one actually, when I watch it, it made me cry. I don't mean weeping tears, but I got a choked up feeling the first time I saw it. And then just the other day when I viewed it again. It's that powerful to me. Now, do I agree with every single thing in the video? No. But the overall impact of the video is what I'm giving this award based on. The video is called The Truth About Everything in 1 Minute. It's by Insanity is Sanity. Amir. So that's my one of two most inspirational videos.
It's a good video.
Yeah, it's really good. The second one goes to Matrix Decode for United, a message for the truth community, my heroes and friends. So congratulations to Ben for that, and Amir for being joint Flatty winners for most inspirational videos to me.
Cool. My most inspirational video is more simple yet ominous, and that is 1984 Flat Earth God Answers. You Can't Write This Stuff by Myres Harris. And we haven't seen a lot out of this guy lately, but this happened fairly early last year, where he was taking a video of he was going through some of his old school books, and he happened to look up a thing where they were talking about how the Earth is shaped, and they actually mentioned something about flat Earth. When people thought the Earth was flat, and there was a lightning strike just very close to the house, and his daughter was there with him. And again, that's why he says you can't write this stuff. And it was, for me, kind of a precursor. I got chills because I knew where this thing was going to go, and when I saw it, I was like, yeah. This is the beginning of, this is how it starts, with these weird signs, and that's how I kind of knew we were on the right track. So that was kind of fun for me.
All right, we're moving into a new category now. We've been inspired, and now let's move into being absolutely gobsmacked by all the crazy conspiracies that are going on that Flat Earth is a part of, and it might be the mother of them all. It's the underlying one for sure. We're going to give an award for Best Mixed Conspiracy Channel, which of course includes Flat Earth, to Russian Vids. Yeah.
Good stuff. He covers a lot of things, and he's not exclusive to Flat Earth, but he does address it. And even though he has not said kind things about me, that's fine. He did a lot of great work in 2015, and he should be acknowledged for it.
Right. And if this were about a show about people who've only said kind things about us, then we'd have a couple of awards we never would have given
Exactly.
here at all. So
Yeah.
it's not about that. It's not about who likes us.
Nope.
Some of these are people we like. Some of these are people that don't like us. It doesn't really matter, because what matters is the work. That's what we're here to talk about.
Yeah.
All right, you go next.
The Flat Earth Nice Guy Award. And really, is there any? The nice guy is Martin Leedke
Yeah,
out of Great Britain, if I'm not mistaken.
he's Welsh, actually. Yes.
Welsh. All right.
Yes.
Well.
Flat Earth British.
Flat Earth.
And he
Yeah.
is just the nicest guy ever.
Yeah. Really nice guy. Doesn't say a discouraging word anywhere. Keeps a cool head for the most part. Great guy.
And also does a lot of work with maps, ancient books.
Yeah.
He's a caregiver. He takes care of his mother as well, and he lives in a pretty crime-ridden area of Wales. Every video has got sirens in it. Every single video. Seriously.
Nice.
But he's a good guy, and he deserves more attention because his videos are just great. So Martin Leakey, Flat Earth British, give him a subscribe. In fact, every single one of these video makers we've mentioned, if you're not subscribed to their channel, I would encourage you to check it out and do so.
Yeah. Please do.
Because these people are, contributing a lot. And that's what this whole show is about, encouraging people to make videos, because videos are how a lot of us wake up. And the more videos there are, the more people are going to be thinking about the place they live and coming up with their own conclusions.
Oh no. She just crashed. I don't know if I'm still on. My camera's still running. Yikes. It crashed. Her machine crashed. Love it.
I don't know if we're back. It looks like we're live. Looks like the internet connection was cut. And I'm assuming that I'm back on live. And I'm going to see if I can get Mark Sargent back. Maybe he will pop back. I don't really know. I think he will. There he is. Doesn't look like him. It looks like me. Weird technical difficulty. It all of a sudden just said, hold on. I'm sorry to be doing this live, but it's one of those things that I've got to do while you're watching me do it. Nobody wants to see this, but it's what I've got to do. So I'm going to hope Mark joins me again. He may not even be aware that we've gone off. So I am going to do something that's really boring, but I have to pound on my computer for a moment in order to get Mark back. So sing a little song or something while I do it. Sorry. I
Hey,
just
you there?
invited. Oh, I just re-invited you to come back. Yes, I'm there. Are you there?
I am. Are we on?
We
Are we
are,
off?
but I can't really see you.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I was pulling the blinds.
Yeah, I can't see you at all. Yeah, we just suddenly went off the air and we're now back on the air.
There you go.
I have no idea why that happened, but
No idea either, but that's okay.
we're
All right.
back and we still have 350 or something viewers. So we've managed to retain at least most of them.
Okay.
Sorry about that. I
Where
don't
did
even
we
know
leave
where
off?
we
Oh,
were. We were.
you were gonna do fastest rising star.
Oh yeah, and I believe we were in the middle of that when we fell apart there.
Okay.
So let me force quit Skype, which I was just trying to get a hold of you on there. Okay. All the behind the stuff scenes things that you have to do. Okay, I think we're back. Whew, stressful. Okay, I don't know where we lost everybody. So sorry if I'm
Fastest rising
repeating
star.
myself.
That's where we were.
Fastest rising star, because there's really no category that can hold all that he is, and that would be Jesse Spots.
Yeah.
Cloning, God. He talks so much about flat Earth. He does it as well with comedy. He connects people. He comes up with incredibly great experiments and gravitational waves, comedy / experiments in his recent videos. So Jesse Spots, the fastest rising star, because his channel has just recently, it was always doing well, but recently skyrocketed. And it's partially due to the whole BOB thing, because it's been something he's really been talking a lot about.
Yeah. Excellent. Angriest flat Earth rant. This is a tie, and this one I had fun with because it's a tie between one pro flat earther and one con flat earther. So the angriest flat Earth rant goes to on the pro side, Jake Blastard from Jake Blastard, and the con side goes to Omni Eris, which is OMNI-ERIS. So great listening. Put those two in the same room. Watch what happens. I think it would.
Omni Eris is a very, very talented person.
He is
really talented.
He's just so angry.
Well, you might not agree with his viewpoints because, well, he's not a flat earther, but just as a talented individual, doing a show, getting a point across, the way he speaks, the way he does his thing. I really like it. I admire it.
Watch him turn. Well, no, he won't.
No, but you know what?
Watch him turn to flat Earth.
He could.
You never know.
Yeah,
you never know. He'd be one to fess up to it.
He's a very intelligent guy. That's for sure. Yeah. The way he uses humor shows that. Now, of course, he's attacked some people that I really love and respect, and I don't like that. Yeah. But he also kind of made fun of one of my shows too. But I can still say that I like the way he does what he does. Maybe not exactly what he does, but the way he does it. Talented person. Yeah, and the talent shines through.
There you go. So you have the last one.
All right. Most anti-flat Earth videos created, but least watched. It's a tie, actually.
Do tell.
Rain Griffin and Critical Unity.
I'd like to say that you're wrong, but you're right. I've not really watched either of those two guys, but I know
that they seem to be pumping out the anti-flat Earth videos.
Yeah. Establishing the metrics, which is great.
I do have to say, I have a soft spot for Critical Unity. He's very anti-flat Earth.
Yeah.
But I do know that he's from the United States. He went over to Manchester, I think, in pursuit of a girl, and it didn't work out. And he kind of got stuck there financially. And he's a person who's involved in just general conspiracy. And he believes that flat Earth is distracting from all conspiracies, that there are more important things to talk about, and that flat Earth is not only untrue, but it's a distraction and a psyop and all of that.
Got it.
But he has a lot of passion for what he does. And, you can't take that away from him.
Sure.
And I believe it's a wrap.
That is a wrap. Did you want to do any?
We have Q&A open.
Is there anything in there that you want to?
I didn't even look at it yet. And because it's just been, I don't know if there's even any Q&A questions at all.
We could take a few just for the heck of it.
Let me see
before we go.
I'll just kind of read through these, and hopefully there's nothing too crazy. Orphan Red says, tee hee, yay. Thank you so much for the award. I'm sparkling now.
Oh, gosh.
Glowbusters, congrats on your flatty. Sasha, thanks, Patricia and Mark. You guys look great. Thank you. Jordan Rains, Patricia and Mark, do you think the detection of oops, that disappeared. Sorry.
The gravity waves proves anything? No, it doesn't.
Yes.
It's complete. It's a
this
story means nothing. Yeah. Might as well talk about the face on Mars if you're going to talk about gravity waves.
Yeah, exactly. All right, let me move on here. Martin Leedkey says, oh my gosh, that's so nice. Thanks, Patricia and Mark, but I'm not all that nice. Thanks, though. It's Martin Leedkey.
He gets in fights in the streets apparently every day.
Those sirens behind him, well, that's because they're coming to get him.
Yeah. No, they're coming to pick up his victims. That's kind of a little dark. Probably shouldn't have done that.
Nah, he's not like that. Glowbuster says Glowbusters will accept on behalf of Lacho for the best ISS debunk videos. You know what? It's all on you guys now, for sure. It's all on you guys now. All right, Gary Hall writes, in my opinion, one of the most significant arguments for Flat Earth was Mark's interview with a Navy member that claimed that they they do not adjust for the curve of the Earth with their weapons. Has Mark thought about focusing more on this for upcoming shows?
Yes, I do. And I'm talking to more military personnel as we speak. So working on it. All
right. You know, I'm very nervous right now that we're just immediately going to go off the air at any moment.
That's okay. If we go off the air this time, we're not coming back.
Right. So we'll say goodbye. Mwah, love you.
Oh, that's all fine. Oh, you weren't talking that kiss. That was a kiss towards me.
No.
That's great. My self-esteem just went straight to the floor.
Doubtful.
So sad.
Josh Ketchum says, all the hate floating around and you all are keeping it classy. Nice job. Thanks for not hating like so many others do.
Well then.
Robin Poe comes in and says she is flattered.
Oh, I see what you did there. Cool. Yeah, it's good.
We've got this from Raven Locks, who writes, hey, beautiful people, congrats to everyone in the Flat Earth community, no matter how you contribute. Did you know almost a year ago, National Geographic's March 2015 issue focused on conspiracy theories, including Flat Earth? Look it up. Yeah. Didn't know that.
The War on Science, if I'm not mistaken. I think that was
Wait a minute, maybe I did know that.
Yeah, it was a neat cover where I think it showed like an astronaut on the moon and people, like how people were disbelieving it. And they shouldn't believe it. Why would they? That stuff has aged terribly.
Orphan Red says, I'm loving the fancy dress, Mark's bow tie, Patricia's golden sparkly wonderfulness. It's beautifully festive. And yes, Orphan Red likes anything that sparkles. So
yes, indeed. I was going to cover myself. I was going to shoot myself with a glitter gun, but I thought, I don't know if the camera would pick it up.
That'd be a little weird.
Hair and makeup didn't have any glitter on top of it.
Event Skeptic says, woohoo, Daniel Pratt. And also approves of Mr. Moot winning. And something about Flat Earth events. I don't understand that. Tom Dalpura says, thanks for the fun. And we've got Truth writing, what about the 7th Challenger member of Aldrin's mom? Something keeps these guys quiet for decades. Should we be worried about the evil driving this?
Yeah, absolutely you should be. It's there's an ulterior motive to this thing, and it's not us. There's something again, and I've said this since day one. I don't want to digress too much, but we're being allowed to talk about this. This award show, this is no accident. We're being allowed to have an award show. If they wanted to shut this thing down, they could have. So the question is, what's the setup? If this is the left hook, or if this is the left jab, what's the right hook? So yeah, that's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, worries me. Yep. Ridgeview writes, so glad to have you back, Patricia. Hopefully you'll feel better. Worst cold ever. So yeah, thank you. I never get sick either. And it's funny because I said that when I was on Perceptions with Jonathan. I was talking to him and said I hadn't had a cold in 10 years. Well, a few days after that, I got a cold. Yeah. So I should have knocked wood or whatever. Daniel Leather writes, Mark, could the moon or even the sun be projected from the North Pole, specifically the mysterious Mount Meru? If the stars are behind a firmament and the moon was projected on the firmament, that would explain seeing the stars through the moon.
David Weiss is going to give me crap because I'm going to say, I don't hate it. And you know what? I don't.
Yeah.
It's not bad. It's not bad. We'll figure this out. Sooner or later, we're going to figure out the details of this.
You think so? Sometimes I wonder if we will.
Well, I mean, we're going to need some help. And by
Where do we
that,
get the help from?
the builders. They're going to have to clue us in a little bit. Hey, we're not going to be able to figure out everything. We can guess about some of the magic tricks, but some of them are too good. We're going to be wrong on some of them. I guarantee it.
Well, we're still working on maps at this point.
Yeah.
Josh Ketchum writes, "You're still here, Mark." I don't know what that means. That you are still here.
Was I still on camera when we went off?
I don't think so. Maybe. I don't know.
Was I still in? Somebody write in and tell me that, because I'm like going, And I ended up putting a thing in front of the. That's why I put a thing in front of the.
I saw that. Yeah.
So.
A.E. Soliana says, "Looking gorgeous as always, Mark. You're not too bad looking yourself, bud."
I'm gonna reluctantly take that compliment, because I know I'm a gorilla in a suit when I. Yeah.
No, you look good. You really do look good.
I shine up okay, but it's not like made for television over there.
Nathan Oakley says, "Yay!" I guess he's approving of his Across the Pond award.
Cool. It's getting late over there, Nathan. Go to bed.
And he's on with me Wednesday, 3 Central. Matrix gets a way to go for him winning some awards.
Yay!
And deep inside the rabbit hole, David Weiss says that the Flatty statue that Mr. Mood made kind of looks like Mr. Mood. It kind of does. Look at the head. When he had that helmet.
David Weiss, who's going to be winning some. Oh, by the way, we have to promote that. Right after this show ends, they're waiting right now for us to go off the air, is the Shill Show, the Shilly Show on either, it's not Press Reset, it's, crap, I can't remember the name of it. Just look up the Shill Show. Yeah. The Shillies, that's what it's called. The Shillies.
Better win something good.
I better win something good, too. That's all I can say, because I didn't win anything on this damn show.
I'll think of something for you.
And I had to hang out with you for 2 hours.
No, horrible, isn't it?
Ugh.
You can't work under these conditions.
No, I can't work under these conditions.
The Big Picture writes, Crow777 for best on the fence flat earther. And somebody named Teresa also seconds that.
Yeah, he better come around eventually. I've dropped his name so many times. I've given him a lot of hits. You know, but again, he's got good videos. So I know he can't.
Hits, and I'm hoping to be able to speak with him on with David Weiss, if possible, sometime quite soon on our show Truth is Stranger Than Lies.
Yeah.
Keith O.B. writes, "Wait a tick, you guys are overly hot tonight. Don't stop." Okay.
Keith Oberman. Wow, that's really great.
Oh, Keith O.B.
It's not Keith Oberman? Damn it.
Trisha Ann says, "Is everyone actually getting a trophy?" No, only just one. It's a stunt trophy.
It's a proxy trophy. That's all it is.
People are saying that they love Robin Poe. Teresa Gordon says as well, Crow777. And Mr. Rich VOV asked if we had a happy Flatentine's Day. You know, we need to bring up we were joking at a previous show, or maybe we were joking just between ourselves. I don't know. I haven't done a show in so long. Pertaining to every holiday, it seems like NASA comes up with a new comet or an asteroid that's holiday-based, theme-based, right?
Oh, that heart
Christmas
on Mars.
One. Oh. There was a heart they found on Mars.
Oh, it's getting to the point where it's beyond ridiculous, really. So yeah, the Halloween asteroid, the Christmas asteroid, and now the heart Valentine's Day. We're just gonna do this for every greeting cards holiday now. NASA's just gonna create, just go in Photoshop and say, "Oh, look, there's something in the moon that spells out mom." Oh, that's great for Mother's Day. Really?
Mom,
is that what you're gonna do?
Like it says moon. Well, what are they gonna do for St. Patrick's Day? Shamrocks? Yeah, Saturn or
it'll
something.
be a clover somewhere. Yeah. On something. It'll be a clover on the moon, on Pluto.
My Valentine's Day was, I just was lounging around my house hoping that my voice would come back. So
got it. Well, let's end on a happy note. You got any happy things in there?
They're all happy.
Are they?
Yeah. I mean, there's so many. Since we're not doing Q&A, we're just,
we're just looking at
just,
Yeah.
it's sort of people saying all sorts of nice stuff. And I can't really read all of it because we usually start way earlier in the show.
It was a good show, and you got to give credit to Patricia for this because this was completely her idea. And we had help, of course, with the categories from a secret listener, but she wanted to do this, and she's big into elegance and glamour, and and the more I got into it, the more I liked it.
Good. I thought it was fun. And I hope that you who are watching enjoyed it as well. And like I said when we started, the reason we did it is to encourage people to make videos. If I can make videos with no science background and just talk about my feelings about flat Earth, my view of what other people have done with their experiments, and then talk with flat earthers, you can make videos too. It doesn't really require anything other than an open mind and an open heart. So we'll make some videos.
Yeah.
And we'll see you on the next Flatty Awards. Mark, I'm going to give you an award for just the best friend a flat Earth woman could have.
Wow.
You really are.
And I'm going to go with a person that I've spent best person to talk flat Earth with. That's the word I give you, because we have talked. You guys don't understand how much we have talked about this, mostly in NSA briefing rooms. But other than that, we have talked a lot at night about everything everything you can think about flat Earth. We cover just about every video we can think of. We run the searches all the time, and have had a lot of fun doing this. So.
And people are always asking, are you guys a couple? Are you guys really secretly married?
No.
We're not, but we're a couple in a way.
Yeah.
We've put ourselves together to do certain shows, the Monday Secret Show, and we're friends. We're close, and it's really wonderful. So just since we're doing an award show, I just want to let you know, and you already know how much I appreciate you. But,
and you know how I feel about you.
All right. And on that note,
she's a robot.
On that note, keep it flat.